Trump secretly sent to Putin scarce COVID testing machines for his personal use. This was at a time during the height of COVID where everybody wanted one of these. And we actually have, Woodward has the conversation between Trump and Putin in the book. Here's what they said. Putin, please don't tell anybody you sent these to me. Trump, I don't care, fine. Putin, no, I don't want you to tell anybody because people will get mad at you, not me. They don't care about me. Woodward also writes that a top Trump aide, Pamela, told him that Trump had as many as 7 phone calls with Vladimir Putin post-presidency.
Whoa, hold on. While Trump was telling people that COVID was a hoax, he was secretly sending COVID tests to Vladimir Putin? I'm sorry, but what in the actual Trump literally put Americans last and they died because of it.
What is going on? What do you make of that?
So I actually said it even in the debate. I believe that Donald Trump has this desire to be a dictator. He admires strong men, and he gets played by them because he thinks that they're his friends.
Yeah.
And they are manipulating him full time and manipulating him by flattery.
Yeah.
And with favor. And so in the midst, to your point, as reported by Bob Woodward, in the height of the pandemic, and remember, and your listeners will remember, people were dying by the hundreds.
Yeah.
Everybody was scrambling to get these kits, the tests, the COVID test kits.
Couldn't get them.
Couldn't get them.
Right.
Couldn't get them anywhere.
Right.
And this guy who is president of the United States is sending them to Russia, to a murderous dictator for his personal use?
I cannot stress this enough. There is so much at stake in this election. And since we are less than 30 days out, I just want to remind everyone what the first 29 days of the pandemic was like when it hit the U.S.
Coronavirus, Disney's closed. Yeah. Movie theaters are closed. Hospitals being built. I think we're now up to our 8th case in the United States. How concerned are you?
My father was one of the boys. He loved to have a good time. He loved to laugh. We were very close. In February, he fell and he broke his hip. They sent him to a rehab that was a /nursing home. I went to go visit him and we weren't allowed in. We were then told that my father had had a fever for 5 days.
By April, in theory, when it gets a little warmer, it miraculously goes away.
There were tests, but by the time they reached my father, they had run out.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
We had a nurse put my dad on the phone and he would tell us he wanted to go home. And that's the last time that I spoke to my dad. The nurse told my brother that my father had passed. He had just turned 78 2 days before he passed.
Coronavirus. This is their new hoax.
In November, we are literally voting for our lives.
I can't imagine what the state of our country would be in if Trump had won the 2020 election, or how many more Americans would have died with him in office. Donald Trump is nothing more than a weak and pathetic puppet for Vladimir Putin.
Putin, from everything I see, has no respect for this person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
Another moment from the 2016 election where Hillary Clinton was spot on and read Trump for what he actually is, a traitor who cares more about pleasing dictators than the American people.
Trump will always choose Putin over the American people. And now we have evidence. A new report that he secretly sent Putin COVID tests while withholding them from sick and dying Americans.
So I said to my people, slow the testing down, please.
Who will Trump look out for in his second term?
I think I could have a very good relationship with President Putin. I'm not disavowing that he called me a genius.
It's not you.
So much for America first, I guess.
I talked to Putin a lot. I got along with him well. And I know Putin so well. I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal. Did you see the deal we made?
Talk to him like that?
Oh, no, I had a very good relationship. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. And I'm trying to tell people, no, it's a good thing. When you see Putin and you see all of these people, they're at the top of their game. And I also have a very good relationship, as you know, with President Putin. And I think if we win, I think we're going to get it resolved very quickly. I really think we're going to get it resolved.
I hope we have more good relations.
We're going to have, I see. Yeah, but you know, it takes two to tango, you know.
Donald Trump has poisoned Americans' minds.
Ukraine, would it give you any pause?
I don't have a problem with Russia. I really don't. I have a problem with Ukraine. They're corrupt. I think that people are just ridiculous that they think that Putin's such this enemy. He isn't doing anything. He just wants back what was his.
But he invaded Ukraine, killing thousands of people.
That's fine. That's fine with me.
As a veteran yourself, does it concern you at all that Russian aggression could move even beyond Ukraine?
I don't think Putin's a problem. I think Zelensky's the problem.
Why do you think Putin's not the problem? He's the one that invaded Ukraine and has killed thousands of people.
Because Putin is trying to save his country from the likes of idiots like Zelensky and the elitists.
What?
To vote for Kamala Harris or Putin, who do you choose?
Putin.
Really? Why?
Absolutely. He's for his people. He is for his people.
You don't think Kamala is?
Oh, hell no.
Interesting. So you think the country would be better off under a rule like a Kim Jong-un or somebody, or Vladimir Putin?
Hey, I love Russia.
You do? Why?
Yeah, it's beautiful. The people are wonderful.
What are your main sources of news?
Okay. I have numerous sources of news, but I don't watch mainstream.
What do you watch? Russia Today?
Russia Today? No, never heard of that.
What do you watch?
Oh, I watch Dan Bongino.
Dan Bongino, that's where you get it from. So when Mike Pence in 2021 certified the results, do you think Mike Pence was in the wrong?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. The vice president has that authority.
He doesn't?
Yes, he does.
Kamala Harris will be certifying this election. Would you be okay with her making a unilateral decision?
Oh, no, because you know it's going to be for her.
Okay, so why wouldn't Mike Pence's decision have been for his own ticket?
Because he was bought off.
By who?
The deep state.
What?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
And keep in mind, these are supposed to be American patriots. Trump will try to tell you that he's tough when dealing with Putin.
And again, I said to Vladimir Putin, I said, don't do it. You can't do it, Vladimir. You do it, it's going to be a bad day. You cannot do it. And I told him things that what I do, and he said, no way. And I said, way.
That conversation never happened. I mean, it's so fake that it sounds like something from a movie.
No way.
Way.
No way.
Way.
No way.
Way.
No way. Yes, way.
And when it comes to dealing with Putin, Donald Trump says that he's the only one who can get the job done.
We will win. We will. He's been saying that for 3 years. Every time Zelensky comes to the United States, he walks away with $100 billion. I think he's the greatest salesman on earth. But we're stuck in that war unless I'm president. I'll get it done. I'll get it negotiated. I'll get out. We got to get out.
Donald Trump won't do anything that'll potentially hurt his Vladdy daddy. I mean, he's nothing more than a Putin fanboy. Donald Trump is nothing but a weak traitor. It's time to lock the door and pull down the blinds on Trump and his MAGA cult. And speaking of blinds, I want to thank today's sponsor, 3-Day Blinds. If you're anything like me, light sneaking through your window can seriously mess with your sleep. I used to have these blinds that would let in light at the crack of dawn, and it was the worst. Luckily, that's no longer an issue for me, and it doesn't have to be for you either. There's a better way to buy blinds and window treatments, and it's called 3-Day Blinds. They are the leading manufacturer of custom window treatments in the US, and right now they are running a buy one, get one 50% off deal. We can shop for almost anything at home, so why not shop for blinds at home too? 3-Day Blinds has local, professionally trained design consultants who have an average of 10+ years of experience that provide expert guidance on the right blinds for you in the comfort of your home. Just set up an appointment and you'll get a free, no obligation quote the same day. Not very handy? Not to worry. The expert team at 3-Day Blinds handles all of the heavy lifting. They design, measure, and install, so you can sit back, relax, and leave it to the pros. 3-Day Blinds has been in business for over 45 years, and you may not hear it in the name, but they make an incredibly high-quality product. That's why they are the highest-rated blinds company on Trustpilot at 4.7 out of 5 stars. When it comes to home renovations, we all have questions. I know I do. What blinds should I get to cover arched windows? Is it time to upgrade to motorized blinds? What blinds are better? Roller shades or Roman shades? No matter your unique need, from motorization to home automation to room darkening to child safety, with 3-Day Blinds you choose from thousands of options that fit any budget or style, and with actual samples you won't be guessing about what your blinds will look like. Right now, you can get 3-Day Blinds buy one get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, shutters, and drapery. For a free, no charge, no obligation consultation, just head to 3dayblinds.com/Gabe. That's buy one get one 50% off when you head to 3dayblinds.com/Gabe. One last time, that's number 3dayblinds.com/Gabe.
They asked me that question. One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills.
And then he recently said it again.
It was at a meeting, and he stood up, the head of a country, of one of the countries. He said, so does that mean that if we don't pay, you will not protect us from Russia? It used to be the Soviet Union, now it's Russia. Sort of the same thing. I said, that's what it means. You will not protect us? I said, are you delinquent? Yes. Let's say we're delinquent. I will not protect you under any form. You will not be protected.
This was also at the same event that Donald Trump allegedly shit his pants.
From commerce to labor to FEMA. From commerce to labor to FEMA.
But the fact that Donald Trump is so eager and willing to flip on NATO is not only concerning, but is also ironic coming from the guy who was infamous for not paying any of his bills.
It's terrible, you know. By the way, I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal. Did you see the deal we made?
He's literally congratulating a war criminal.
What is going on?
Just listen to what Republicans have to say about Trump's bromance with Putin.
He was completely wrong because every time he was in the same room with him, he got weak in the knees. We can't have a president that gets weak in the knees with Putin. We have to have a president that's going to be strong with Putin in every sense of the word.
Telling people that he would solve the war between Russia and Ukraine in 24 hours. The only way he could do that is do what he normally does, which is bend down to Vladimir Putin and get him whatever he wants.
If Trump gets elected in 2024, his love for Putin will destroy our country and our democracy. This is not hyperbole.
When you see Trump with Putin, as I have on a few occasions, he's like the 12-year-old boy that goes to high school and meets the captain of the football team. My hero. It is really creepy. It's really creepy. Now,
and that struck you at the time?
Oh, absolutely. It struck everybody. It was like you could touch it. It was creepy. The creepiness was palpable.
Are you trying to say they're having a bromance?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just telling you what I saw. Regrettably, the Republican Party under Donald Trump, and particularly the right wing of the Republican Party, are very sympathetic to Vladimir Putin. I mean, I've been with Trump and Putin. Trump is in awe of Putin. Tyrants are often popular. You see, the key to democracy, liberal democracy, is that it empowers the majority, but it also, through the rule of law, constrains the majority. And if you get to the point where anybody who can muster a majority, and I don't think Trump can do that, by the way, but anyone who can muster a majority is given absolute power and then can do whatever they like to the minority, that's not a democracy. That is a tyranny. That is an autocracy, even if it's got the support of 51% of the population. That is not what makes a democracy. A democracy, as we understand it, is one where the rule of law protects all citizens and the rule of law applies to all citizens, whether they're the president or the prime minister or an ordinary, elector.
The fact that Trump has had at least 7 phone calls with Putin since leaving office should scare the hell out of you. This is a symptom of a much larger problem. And now Trump's team is in a PR crisis mode, denying that any of this ever happened. Trump campaign spokesperson Stephen Chung said that the allegations were made-up stories and called Woodward a truly demented and deranged man. Unfortunately, their denial didn't go very far because the Kremlin stepped in and said, yes, Trump did send Putin those COVID tests. But you know who won't fawn over Putin and do everything that Putin says? Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Donald Trump has had as many as 7 private phone calls with Vladimir Putin. I can guarantee you that Kamala Harris and I do not have dictators on speed dial. So, look, it's pretty simple. You get it. Our allies don't trust him. The people who work with him know how dangerous he is. And people like Putin flatter Trump, and Trump looks up to him. Because what we know is they can walk all over him. He's easily played. Flattery will get you everywhere with Donald Trump. Look, his own national security advisor warned us he is easily manipulated by people like Putin. But again, it's probably a pretty simple reason. Donald Trump's looking out for Donald Trump. That's what he does.
Well, that's a wrap for today. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to follow me at I Am Gabe Sanchez. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to check out the audio version of What Was That, perfect for when you're on the go or just relaxing. Catch every episode wherever you listen to podcasts. So until next episode, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?